Modern smartphone cameras have achieved computational perfection. We carry lenses that offer infinite storage, instant autofocus, and error-free exposures with zero effort from the user. Because of this heavy computational correction, every shadow is lifted and every edge is flawlessly sharp. This removal of all technical friction means the resulting images often look homogenized and visually sterile. But right now, a specific cultural trend is sweeping through Gen Z and modern creators. Instead of upgrading to the newest phone, they are hunting down 20-year-old digital point-and-shoots. One of the most sought-after targets is the 2005 Canon PowerShot S80. It's a camera that currently commands high prices in thrift stores and vintage tech shops. Buyers are trading 4K video, RAW file formats, and computational night modes for a bulky piece of hardware limited to 8 megapixels. This raises the question of why an entire generation is paying a premium to reintroduce technological bottlenecks into their creative process. In 2005, Canon released the S80 as a high-end prosumer device, retailing for 6,350 Swedish krona, the equivalent of nearly $1,000 today. Unlike the weightless glass slabs we carry today, this camera is dense. It has an all-metal build that feels like a dedicated piece of machinery in your hands. The experience starts with a tactile, physical action. You power the camera on by sliding open a thick piano-black lens cover that snaps into place with a hard mechanical click. The core of the S80's appeal is its 1.8-inch CCD sensor, providing a significant light-gathering advantage. Architecturally, CCDs use global charge transfer, capturing the entire image at once, whereas modern CMOS sensors read row by row. This produces distinct color rendering and natural highlight roll-off. Modern phones rely entirely on software algorithms and artificial filters to simulate film-like tones. The S80 produces those tones through the physical way its sensor captures light. The camera's internal hardware creates a specific color response that modern computational photography can only approximate with software. Canon also made some radical ergonomic choices for the S80. They moved the main shooting mode dial entirely off the top plate, placing it flush onto the side of the camera. They also introduced a multi-control scroll wheel on the back. Back in 2005, tech reviewers criticized this fiddly wheel, pointing out how easily you could accidentally trigger the wrong input while spinning it. Today, that fiddly interface provides the physical friction missing from modern touchscreens. It requires a level of mechanical engagement that forces you to actively operate a machine. Then there was Canon's most controversial engineering choice. They entirely removed RAW file support, a sharp departure from the previous model, the S70. Without the uncompressed data of a RAW file, photographers had to rely entirely on the camera's internal Digic 2 processor to finalize the colors and contrast in a baked JPEG image. This eliminates the ability to recover crushed shadows or fix blown-out highlights after the fact. You have to nail the exposure correctly the exact moment you press the shutter. The frustrating limitations of 2005, the fiddly dials, and the baked-in JPEGs have become the physical and mental hurdles modern creators use to feel involved in their own art. In practice, these hardware limitations change a photographer's behavior. Framing a shot through a dedicated standalone device slows down the creative process. The S80 features a relatively slow f/5.3 telephoto aperture, and its sensor produces distinct, gritty noise if you push it to just ISO 400. It effectively punishes the user for shooting in poor lighting conditions. This lack of sensitivity forces you to scan your environment and hunt for good light, changing how you observe your surroundings. Modern devices use software to illuminate the dark, removing the necessity for the photographer to understand the lighting in a scene. Genuine aesthetic character is often generated through these technical boundaries and unalterable hardware flaws, rather than infinite software possibilities. Reintroducing the mechanical friction and technical limitations of 2005 provides a deliberate break from modern automation. It proves the best tool sometimes fights back.